This is 48B430, the third in a series of 3 SPS4 sites associated with 48, 41, 43, the GPS site on US 90 in Jefferson County. We're on the eastbound lanes, about 15 miles west of Beaumont. Again, you can see, I think I pointed out before, I'll show you again here, the vegetation growth in these expansion joints. The state refers to this design as a 60-foot, 6-inch expansion joint design with intermediate warping joints, as they call them, every 20 feet, or 2 per 60-foot slab. There's quite a bit of vegetation growth within the expansion joints. The sealant has deteriorated to the point where it's not really effective at all anymore. You can see here the intermediate joints do not appear to ever have been sealed. Some of them have a slight bit of faulting, some still appear to not be experiencing any movement at all, like this one here. You can see here some of the medium to almost high severity spalling occurring on a few of the expansion joints. This one here we've got, well, see, there's just a little bit over 12 inches. And about 10 or 11 in the other direction. This other one here was about 4 inches. Some of the asphalt you see there on the surface is really not the spall, but just a smearing, if you will, of the sealant. It's about 4 inches of spall in each direction. A little bit of spalling there at the corner. Of the 3 sites, it appears 48B420 is the only one that really has a significant, a true amount of lane shoulder drop-off. You can see here that although there does not appear to be any at all, we have been able to measure about ½ an inch in places, but I think that's primarily associated just with the anomalies we've pointed out earlier. The slumping off of the slab itself and the chip seal on the shoulder surface. Here again, it's just another typical expansion joint. Really not as, surprisingly, not a significant amount of spalling, but there is quite a bit of weed growth and virtually no seal to the joint. This is showing some of the faulting here. You can see there appears to be almost as much faulting, or this ability to measure the same distance between the level, I should say, on either side of the joint. Almost a 1/10 of an inch either side of the joint. That's We've recorded that as a 1/10 of an inch fault. However, it's not really a differential in the, but from one side, from the approach to the leave, if you will. It's actually just poor joint construction. I need to point out here, we've had some help with our painting. Looks like somebody came out and decorated some of these. Originally we had just put out every 100 feet, 100, 200, 300, 400. We've come back today and put in the crosses, the station number itself. Somebody wanted to cheer all of us up a little bit. I document that for a couple of different reasons. One of them is we have been questioned on whether or not apparently that has occurred on other sites, and people have asked if we're doing that or if someone else did it. I don't want to be accused of vandalizing the highway. We are not doing it. Here again you can see what we've called spalling at the joints. It is 16 inches along the longitudinal joint, 10 inches on that side, but only 10 inches along the transverse joint itself, which really does not constitute a corner break. It needs to be more than a foot along each of the two joints. If I recall correctly, we do plan on checking that to verify it, but I think it has to be a foot along each of the two joints to constitute a corner break. Again, you can see someone has done some decorations for us. Looking to the east towards China, Texas, and further on towards Beaumont. Back to the south here. We are on a little bit of fill, as you can see. Looking back towards the west, McDermott Road, Nome, Texas, and further to the west, Houston, Texas. And that brings us to the end of 48B 430 and the three SPS sites on US 90 adjacent to GPS site 48, 41, 43 in Jefferson County.